Welcome back, beautiful and amazing people. This is Mario with Let's Talk About It, coming to you from Brownsville. So let's talk about it. Continuation of the 7 deadly sins. All right, so this is going to be number 3, and this is going to be lust. Right? One of my favorite pastimes in my past life, about 12 years ago. All right. There wasn't a time that I wasn't thinking about sex. I was thinking about sex while I was having sex. And I was thinking about sex when I was done having sex. And I was thinking about sex while I was making food. And I was thinking about sex while I was at work. And I was thinking about work, about having sex. So, needless to say, it was everywhere in my life. Why? Well, you know, when your babysitter decides to teach you pain, I guess, you know, it scars you. Because who do you tell about your experience? Are they going to believe you? My fault? What did I do? You know. So when I was young, about 8, 9 years old, I was introduced to lust. And when you go through that and emotionally and physically abused as well, you know, that adds another level to your mess, if you will. And so the need to feel good superseded whatever I was doing. And maybe you need to hear this, and maybe you can relate, and maybe you need to hear this message. So I was there in the trenches, all right? You know, I was at the strip clubs, knew the girls, things like that. So my lust went deep. So I'm telling you this, so maybe it'll help somebody out there to get off that lust train sooner rather than later. So I'm going to read a little piece of the Bible here, and it has to explain lust. Okay? So let me continue. It says, craving or lusting is more than inappropriate sexual desires. Okay? It can be an unnatural or greedy desire. And that's what I was doing. Because there I was. Sex wouldn't leave my mind. I was greedy, always thinking about it. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then I added the right person and the right concoction of drugs, and man, was it. And so, greedy desire for anything. Sports. How many of us right now are going on about sports, right? Knowledge, possessions, influence over others. Influencers. So it says, in this circumstance, God punishes the Israelites, us, his people, for craving good food. All right? So in this circumstance, God punishes the Israelites for craving good food. Their desire was not wrong. The sin was, listen, the sin was in allowing the desire to turn into greed. I just made a video on it. Go check it out. All right. They felt it was their right. Okay. Modern women, it's their right to go and sleep with whoever they want, right? Men and women do it too. Okay. I'm just saying, OnlyFans and such. So I'm going to reread this just a little bit. They felt it was their right to have fine food and they could think of nothing else. When you become preoccupied with something until it affects your perspective on everything else, you have moved from desire to lust. And maybe some of you find yourself there. Yeah, like I was. Okay? And I'm going to continue by saying lust is a problem for a lot of us. Okay? It's rampant in our society right now. A lot of bad things with marriage, sexless marriages. Men, women alike are married to someone they don't want to be with. And they're fantasizing with someone else. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've seen want in women's eyes, girls, women just attract me. That's the way it is. And I see it, and it is what it is. I'm just a different person. So I don't allow it to, it's not even here. So I don't allow anything because it's not here. Okay. And I want you to be here because when you don't have lust in your heart, like how I was just explaining, your life goes in a different direction. What do I mean? You have free time to think about your life because you're not thinking about the next time that you're going to be with someone or try to feel love, because men have sex to feel love and women need love to make love. Okay? It's just how it works. So I'm going to continue by saying it's a problem for a lot of the people with simple pleasures. And that's one of the simple pleasures. Okay? I, along with a lot of other people, but I'm going to make it about me. All right? I chose lust over loving God. I sure did. There I was, line after session after hour after hour of being in the moment. Okay, that's just how it is. So maybe you're there and maybe you want to stop. So keep listening to the video. So it is never too late. That's what I do want to say. Okay, it is never too late to call on God to get you out of that mess that you're in. Never, because I'm here. I made it. I was abusing drugs, alcohol, women, and P-Hub. Come on. Okay. Another thing that I'm going to read here is going to be 1 John 2:15. All right. Do not love the world. What does that mean? Well, don't be out clubbing. Don't be out going to spring break. Don't be celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, things like that, because that's part of the world. Okay? That's what that means. Do not love the world or the things in the world. Okay? There's P-Hub, there's OnlyFans, there's sports, okay? There's all Olympics, things like that. Things of the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in you. And maybe you say, well, F that. And you know what? You have every right to do so. But let me tell you what. You may be enjoying your life at the moment, but there is going to come a day when all the things that you were doing and not paying attention for the past 5-10 years is going to come screeching down and stop it on a dime right at the most inconvenient time in your life. And you're going to feel all that at once. And what are you going to do? Guess what you're going to do? You're going to go back and do your bad behavior because you didn't do any of the work to fix yourself and know your triggers when the devil comes a knocking. But you don't believe in the devil because, oh, well, I just have bad luck. No, dude, it's because the devil's around and you have no idea about it. Okay, that's just how I see it. Okay, another one that I'm going to read is 1 John 2:16. Okay. For all that is in the world, again, what I just explained, the desires of the flesh, okay, like lust, greed, sloth, and so on, right? The desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes, okay? We covet. How do we begin to covet? By what we see. Ooh, that girl, that guy, ooh. P-Hub. I had my girls. I had my favorite girls doing my favorite things, and I went to them whenever I needed. You know, I didn't need anybody, blah, 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 blah. I can do XYZ. I'll do alone by myself because I got my girls. Some of you may be doing that. Maybe, maybe not. Pride of life. I also did a video on pride. Go check it out. Pride of life is not from the Father, but from the world. Who owns the world? Satan. Satan owns Bartertown, for those who know. It's a no flick. Anyways, lust. Maybe you find yourself there and you just can't seem to get away from it. I was the person that used to think, if I can't use my you-know-what, I'd rather be dead. That was my thinking a long time ago. That's how you think when you are living in lust, when you think about it, when you dream about it, when you do it all the time. And when you're doing it, you're thinking of doing it some more. Sessions is what I had when I was having lustful things with my so on and so forth. Sessions. I loved it that much. Sessions. Not hours, sessions. So I know what I'm talking about. And I no longer have that. And it no longer has control of me, and it's no longer in my life. So continue watching this channel and this guy making a fool of himself, bringing you hope. Hope that there is a way for all of you to change, and that is Jesus Christ. Like I've mentioned in my other videos, I'm not here to sell you religion. I'm not here to tell you to go to church. I'm just telling you what's working for me and my perspective. And it's a different perspective than yours. And guess what? That might just get you to start thinking that, hey, maybe I can do life a little different. And guess what? No matter what you've done, no matter how dark you've done things in your life, God will always love you no matter what. Because I've done some pretty crappy crap too. So I know how that feels. He forgave me for all that. And that's why, man, I love myself. Why? Because I did the work. What does that mean? I had to look at the bad parts of me, the evil things I did, the people I hurt, all those things. I had to look at it and bring it up front and deal with it and say, you know what, dude, you were that shitty person, and live with it and love yourself. Because guess what? This is part of the journey for everybody. We all have to do this journey called life, because we all have to understand that we're here for one thing, and one thing only, is to live life according to what He wants us to do. enjoy life, because we're all gods experiencing life in a meat suit, because we're eternal beings. You are a little less than an angel. All of you. You guys are way more powerful than anybody has ever told you. So we've come to the end of the video where I have to say hasta la vista, and there will be another video, obviously. So hasta la vista, people. Awesome for you guys to be here. Thank you for all the other new viewers. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hasta la vista.